This is the Apple Studio Display. Well, the box of the Studio Display. I already have it set up downstairs at my editing desk, so I can get some tests in, but let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kyle. Again, this is the Studio Display, and this video is just pretty much my quick impressions of the thing and how I think a lot of the early debate and conversations around this monitor were actually wrong. There was a lot of issues with people saying, it's only 60 hertz. There's 6K and 8K monitors out there, or why don't you just get a nice 4K monitor? Or there's some HDR limitations with the monitor. But I'm here to say that specs aside, you can go look those up on your own. But this monitor is the best monitor, minus maybe the Pro Display XDR, but now you're pushing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for a monitor. This is the best monitor for any creator that uses an Apple machine. I use a MacBook Pro to do all my editing, to do all my workflow, to schedule meetings, to do Zoom, pretty much everything that I need for a business and as a creator, I use my MacBook Pro for. So using this monitor alongside the MacBook Pro really adds a lot of advantages. To start off, the best advantage is quality of life. So I used to have an old monitor that was on a VESA mount and it was on my desk and I had all the wires running and it just added a lot of clutter. And I think for me in my creative process is it's best if I have my workspace clean, neat, because if I sit down to do an edit, if I sit down to work on a project and it's all kind of scrambled all over the place, then I just lose focus. So to introduce a Studio Display with a power outlet and a single Thunderbolt port going into my MacBook and powering it and connecting it to the display, obviously, it does everything for me. I get rid of webcams, I get rid of external speakers because now this has a mic, a camera, and speakers all built in, and they sound great. The webcam isn't that great, but I mean, everyone else that I speak to or that mostly aren't on the creative side have like kind of crappy webcams anyway, so do I really want to be that one person that has like a DSLR mirrorless camera set up for their Zoom calls? No, I don't think so. This is fine. It has center stage, so it does kind of follow me around if I am moving a bit or need to maybe present something. But the quality of life really is a big proponent of this speaker, and I think well worth the money. It also just works the best, and I've said this before, that Apple makes the best products for other Apple products. You need headphones for your phone, AirPods. You need Apple Watch bands. They make the best Apple Watch bands for their Apple Watches. Now this monitor, you need a monitor for your Mac Studio, you need a monitor for your laptop. Apple Studio Display is definitely going to be the best option for you. It also has a really strong and durable build, has really nice defined edges. I wish the bezels were a little bit thinner maybe if I had a gripe, but it feels so solid and looks so clean on a desktop that those things alone, again, are just really solid points that I can look past the 60 hertz, I can look past the HDR issues. And speaking of color, that it does have the truest color to any other Apple displays also. So if I'm doing work on my phone, I'm doing work on my laptop, if I'm doing work on my iPad, I can trust and know that when I move all that stuff over to the Studio Display, it's gonna have the same color profile through all my Apple devices. So that's a huge thing if you're, again, doing creative work, or if you are looking at photos, looking at videos. It's nice to have that consistency and not have to worry about color calibrating or like making sure your monitor is matching all of your different devices. The 5K resolution is also really nice. Again, you could go out and buy probably a nicer or better spec'd out 4K monitor, but to have the 5K resolution really makes text that much sharper compared to a 4K monitor. So again, if you're doing a lot of editing, work in Excel, or even just like browsing the web, you'll definitely notice the 5K text clarity versus a 4K monitor and how it compares to how text shows, especially if you're using night mode a lot. It's very subtle in light mode, but if you're using dark mode, have darker profiles to your websites, when it's a white based text, it's gonna be a lot sharper and easier on your eyes. The other thing I like about this monitor is that the instant wake, I've had no issues with. It just plugs right into my laptop with the Thunderbolt cable, and there, I'm all ready to go. Where on some of my other monitors that I would use to plug into my laptop, sometimes the machine wouldn't turn on, the monitor wouldn't, give any sort of sign that it was doing any sort of work or even on. So it was like unplugging, plugging back in, restarting the laptop, where this one is just so seamless. Again, the ecosystem that Apple is able to provide for all their products is pretty much unparalleled. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it with a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more videos. It really helps out the channel. Until next time, stay creating.